Subs of Flappers, excuse me and my messy hair, but I come to you right now. There's new information, very exciting stuff. We got the patch update, we got the character banners, we got the weapon banners. It's out. We're gonna go over everything. And this patch is so big that it's actually gonna take 2 parts. It's part 1 and part 2 for the update notice to completely cover it. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details, but we're gonna try to jump through to the bits and pieces of things that we either have not been confirmed and now we have confirmation, or just some of the more exciting things that we are looking forward to, okay? So now with that said, hit the like button, subscribe. I make Genshin content every single day. I don't think I have missed a single upload for a very long time now. There's always something to talk about, and if there's nothing to talk about, we kind of just meme around a little bit, okay? So with that said, let's get into the patch update notice. So as you all can see, we have part 1, we have part 2, and then we have the character banner, and then we have the weapon banner. There's so much to cover. I hope I can do everything within like maybe 10-12 minutes. It's going to be on July 21st, 6 o'clock UTC +8. So adjust this to your time zone accordingly, all right? Everything else is going to be the same. Maintenance compensation, Primo Gems 300, nothing new. Inazuma region dropping version 2.0, 3 areas. So this is one of the first things I want to bring your attention to. It's only 3 areas, only half of Inazuma being dropped. Narukami Island, Kanazuka Island, and Yoshiori Island in the Inazuma region will be available. So this is kind of just like what we were talking about. I anticipated that MiHoYo likely will only release half of Inazuma in patch 2.0, both for business reasons and pacing reasons for the story, and having content for us to continue to enjoy going into patch 2.1, keeping the hype alive. Very smart of MiHoYo to do this, and it's to be expected. Now, requirements to access these new areas, of course, just like before, is going to be done through a quest, and you should be able to access this quest as long as you're up to date with the story quest. So if you are currently saving up story quests for content just in case you're running out of things to do, make sure to do it now, because the second 2.0 drop, you're going to be able to jump right into the new story quest. Now, new system in Inazuma, we covered all this stuff, so all this information we're going to skip over. I have a video made already covering everything that is going to be talked about over here as well as over here. All right, so we're going to skip through this and look into the new domains. Now, Domain of Forgery, Court of Flowing Sands, Domain of Mastery, Violet Court, Domain of Blessing, Momiji Died Court, Domain Empty Boat of 1,000 Gates, Domain Shake Pavilion, and Domain Formation Estate. That's a lot of new domains. I hope you guys took my advice from one of my earlier videos and you saved up a ton of resin, condensed resin, whatever. Better be 5 out of 5, all maxed out. Your resin should be full by the time the update is finished. On top of that, you should have saved as much fragile resin as humanly possible, all right? Because there's a lot of domains that are released. Character ascension materials. There's gonna be new domains when it comes to artifacts. There's gonna be a ton of ways to spend resin. So if you want to be resource focused, resin is going to be that almighty resource, followed by Mora, and then followed by EXP books, all right? Everything else seems to be situational. Of course, going forward, we have the new characters. Got the 5-star Ayaka coming first, and we got the 5-star Yoimiya coming second. Sayu on the second banner rotation of patch 2.0, going even more in depth. All this stuff we have already seen. 2 5-star weapons, 1 sword, 1 bow, and then we got the 5 4-star prototype weapons. New artifacts we also know, new events we already know. So if you guys want to know any more details about this, check out some of my older videos. I already covered all of this stuff. But just to highlight one important one for you all, if there's one thing you guys definitely should try to get done, is this new event. It's the Thunder Sojourn event, or Sojourn. Take part and obtain an uncrowned Lord of the Ocean, which is going to be Beidou. Get a free copy of Beidou. Who doesn't want that? So here they kind of go over how this event works. This is probably going to be the biggest event of this patch. It kind of goes from Act 1, 2, 3, 4, which is how we've always had these kind of events in the first half of the patch. A huge event that gives out a ton of goodies along with a free 4-star character. So Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 all give Thunder Pellets, Primo Gems, and Mora, which I believe is also going to be some sort of currency. And of course, the Thunder Crystal here straight up says you can redeem for rewards in the event shop. Okay, that is part 1. Let us move into part 2. We got a ton more quests for people who are wanting progression in the stories. I'm telling you, this is gonna be huge. We got Archon Quest Chapter 2, Act 1, and Act 2, and followed by that, we got a ton more character stories story quests, we got Ayaka story quests, we got Yoimiya story quests, New World quests, and here are all of them. I'm not going to read out each and every one of them, but if you want to dive into the nitty-gritty details of Inazuma, here you go. For people who has been on a huge drought for questing, hope this is going to satisfy some of those itches. We got new monsters, we already seen that. We're going to jump over that. Gameplay, this is a big one. So we got new special weapon wish mechanic, epitomized path. We all know this one. People keep saying it's for whales, so we're gonna jump over that to avoid the drama. We got the new gadgets: Seed Dispensary, Red Feather Fan, Electricus Resonance Stone, Electro Treasure Compass, Memento Lens, Mini Sealy, Viola Artifact Strongbox, Gladiator's Finale, Artifact Strongbox, Wanderer's Troop, Artifact Strongbox, and Blessing Chivalry, Artifact Strongbox, no Bless Oblige. You get the point. There's gonna be some RNG artifact boxes. Getting some of this stuff definitely feels good, but definitely this is gonna be something that is gonna be at the back of our minds more than something that we rely on to get good artifacts. Who knows? Somebody's probably gonna get a god tier artifact day one of getting one of these boxes. It's just loot boxes, so someone's gonna end up profiting from this, like getting big gains. Others probably will have to wait months to see any sort of results. There's going to be new recipes, new craft bench functions. Mystic Offerings consumes a certain amount of 5-star artifacts to craft an artifact strongbox that contains 5-star artifact. So it's basically taking crappy fodder artifacts to try and pull one of these good artifacts that are more desirable. Chances are though, you're probably just going to get another one that's kind of ass cheeks. Maybe, and then you just kind of recycle them, and once you get enough, maybe you just save up all your artifacts and just come to this function and just re-roll them all into artifacts that you want. Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll get something that you want. We got new recipes. Good to see that for the chefs of Teyvat. Looking forward to some of these new recipes being made in real life for some Genshin food channels. New name cards, yes, of course. We got new materials, the new trees and the woods that you can use to, of course, make furniture for your teapot. And here it is. Spiral Abyss. Update the monster lineup on floor 9 to 12. Floor 9 Leyline Disorder change to a plasma field will generate at the edge of the challenge area once a challenge begins. While within the field, characters will be hit by a lightning strike once every 5 seconds and take electro damage. The area covered by the field will gradually expand as the challenge proceeds. And here is the floor 10 Leyline Disorder. There will be a leader amongst the opponents present in each challenge on this floor. Its attendants will also be present to provide it with enhancements and protection. Each attendant will increase the leader's elemental resistance and physical resistance by 10%. The attendants will restore the leader's HP every 12 seconds, with each attendant restoring 5% HP. When there are no attendants, the leader will not have any of the above enhancements and restoration effects. Floor 11 Leyline Disorder changes to pyro damage dealt by all party members increased by 60%. Cryo damage dealt by all party members also increased by 60%. I wonder who these buffs are designed for. I don't know. You guys tell me. I can't wrap my head around that one. Floor 12 Leyline Disorder change to energy tides are present in this challenge. They will switch between elemental high tide and elemental low tide in 10-second cycles. During high tide, a large amount of elemental particle will be generated when a character attack hits opponents, restoring 10 elemental energy. This effect can occur once every 2.8 seconds. That is really fast. During low tide, all characters in the party cannot gain elemental energy, starting from the first time that the lunar phase refreshes after the update to version 2.0. The 3 lunar phases will be as follows. Phase 1, Shattering Moon. When an active character's elemental energy is fully charged, the defense of opponents hit by the character's normal charge or plunge attacks will be decreased by 7% for 10 seconds, max 5 stacks. Each stack has an independent duration. Phase 2, Brimful Moon. When an active character obtains an elemental orb or elemental particle, the character will unleash a shockwave that deals damage to surrounding opponents. This kind of shockwave can be unleashed once every 4 seconds. Phase 3, we got Stalwart Moon. After unleashing an elemental burst, the attack of every character in the party will be increased by 20% for 10 seconds, max 3 stacks. Each stack has an independent duration. That is very interesting. So stacking these are going to be kind of tricky for some people who, if you don't have your mind set on this, you kind of just go in and just fight. Maybe you're gonna, you might struggle a little bit, but knowing this mechanic is around definitely will help some people who are more aware of these kind of buffs and internal timers. We got new voice lines, we got character combat voice lines, of course. We got system changes, add some prompts for loading screens, and add Barbara's outfit, Summertime Sparkle, to the outfit shop. So for people who didn't get the Barbara's outfit, you can straight up buy it now. There you go. It's not limited. And of course, we got all the system changes. I'm not going to go over each and every one of them. A lot of these were mentioned during the live stream or during previous posts. I've made videos on those. Finally, we have character adjustments. Adjust the animation performance of Mona's combat talent, Illusory Torrent. So that is the one where she sprints and turns into water. I was talking about this. Chat has been talking about this during my live stream. They say they changed both Mona and they're making these changes to Ayaka as well. Great to see that. Optimize the expressions of some characters in combat. I don't know about that because I'm usually looking at them from, top down from behind from my angle, so that doesn't really affect my gameplay. Adjust the description of Ningguang's passive. Okay, hopefully they kind of go through and explain things better. Adjust the description of other things because some things do get kind of confusing, but as veterans play the game, we already pretty much understand most of this stuff, but good to see MiHoYo is still attentive to this kind of detail. And of course, as a disclaimer, this is a work of fiction and is not related to any actual people, events, groups, or organizations. So Twitter warriors, please relax. There's nothing to see here. Finally, let's jump into both the character banners and then the weapon banner and quickly go over what I think about them. I think Ayaka's banner is completely stacked. There are some powerful units here. We got essentially 3 main DPS along with kind of support DPS or support unit being Cryo, Chongyun. Definitely a strong unit as well, but can't really stack up to the other 3 on the banner. So if we're gonna have to pick a dud like we always do, Chongyun is going to be the dud on this banner. Personally, for myself, all of them are pretty well respected characters in the community, and there are definitely strong teams to be built around every single one of them. Ayaka's definitely the one that most people will be going for, followed by, I would want to say, Ningguang, just because her potential for DPS is really up there. It's surprising to see Yanfei on this banner as she is quite a recent character, but it's good to see MiHoYo enticing people more with of course a solid pyro DPS as well. But then again, if you're pulling on this banner, likely you're pulling for Ayaka. These 3 characters are kind of okay, yeah, they're good to have, but likely you'll see them again much earlier than you will see Ayaka. And also for people who are trying to build pity on these banners, is it really worth losing a 5-star character that you likely want down the line in exchange for one of these 4 stars? Questionable for me. I wouldn't really risk it. Followed by that, we have the weapon banner. This is a kind of a very mid-tier weapon banner. While this is the first time, I believe, is it the first time? I can't even remember that the Skyward Spine is even on a weapon banner, but the Skyward Spine is a very, very mid to low tier spear weapon with Staff of Homa completely dominating the scene for the polearm users. I don't even think anyone currently can make great use of the Skyward Spine as a weapon. These 4-star weapons, apart from the Stringless and the Greatsword, are okay-ish as well. I wouldn't go out of my way to even pick up these 4-star weapons, and so that really just leaves us with the Mist Splitter Reforged, which we're gonna have to see the testing and the numbers to specifically tell you guys whether this is worth it or not. But then again, if we're gonna have to wait until that, then this banner likely won't be worth it for most people. Even with the new system being implemented, this is still definitely going to be a Whales banner, and until they put Staff of Homa and maybe like a Jade Cutter sword on the same banner, I really wouldn't push these weapon banners to anyone. So with that said, that was a lot that we went through. I hope you guys are excited. There's only gonna be a little more than a day, I believe, until Inazuma drops. With that said, I hope you guys will be there to watch me pull for Ayaka live. I'm super excited. I don't think we'll be able to build her immediately, but just pulling for her and just testing out her kit, her animations, it's gonna be so sweet. So hope you guys are there for that. And with that said, this one is gonna be coming to an end. And until the next one, which I'll be uploading tomorrow, stay safe and peace.